Hello and welcome to Cup2Hook movie night. And I know that I am a little late getting on here, so it is what it is, my friends. I'm gonna give it a minute for everyone to try and figure out that I am on. So welcome to another fun movie night. Got my notebook here, ready for our time together. Hi, Roseanne. Roseanne says, hi. Bree says, oh, thank God. I know, Bree. I owe you a huge apology. We left the house at 7:30 this morning, and we went to wound care. And hey, Jen, she says, hey, beautiful. We were there way longer than I would have ever imagined. And then when we left there finally, we went to Walmart to get a bin that I could, oh, thank you, Bree. She says, I'm just glad you're okay. I am, and I'm going to be, as always. But we got a bin that was strong enough that it can hold water because, you know, unfortunately, right now, I'm still only sponge bathing. And if you know anything about diabetics, their feet are just the source of all interest. And the wound center today did another exam of my feet, and, you know, thank God my feet are still great. They are amazed. You know, I have no neuropathy. I have all feeling in my feet, and that's good. And no matter how light they poked and prodded my feet, I could feel it. But I don't know what that was. Oh, dinner. Sorry. Apparently I was saving some. My toenails have not really seen water in quite some time. So we have got this bin so that I can soak my feet in Epsom salt and just kind of nurture them a little bit. And then there was some concern about the fact that I still am not eating like I should be. And if Mare comes on here, God bless her, because she has been so great about helping me, look at videos that kind of help me more with not only my diet, which, overall my food diet, I've always had a pretty good one, even before I knew I was diabetic, but the wound, I need lots of protein. And right now, for whatever reason, still coming off of everything from the surgery or whatever, I'm not eating a whole lot, period. And so it's very important that I get high levels of protein. And so when we went to get the bin from Walmart, we got a lot of other things that are high in protein. And I told them that, it's been 5 weeks yesterday since my second, and I have not had a protein shake since I went into surgery. And I used to have protein shakes almost daily. And so I do have one now. It actually has Ensure in it, which gives me 13 grams of protein in this one drink. And it's purple, but it's just a blueberry. So that's what's in my cup. But yeah, so since I'm not eating a whole lot, then maybe I'll focus more on a liquid diet, and until that appetite is just there. But some days I have a great appetite, like yesterday. Yesterday we had spaghetti. I've been craving spaghetti for weeks now, and my husband made spaghetti, and I ate a good sized bowl full of spaghetti. And so It definitely wasn't a child's portion anymore. So that was good. But anyway, I don't want to talk a whole lot about this whole surgery thing. But while I have you, and I don't know who all I have, I do apologize. Okay, I'm so sorry. This is much more than a YouTube channel for me. That's what it was when it started. I thought I was going to come on here and just do all kinds of tutorials and just, share the things that I make. And that's what this was going to be. But then I met you guys, and words, and I'm never at a loss for words, but words cannot express how much more blessed I am, how little my brain comprehended what I was investing in when I started this channel. I knew I would meet people, and I love people. I love meeting people. I love hearing their stories. I just love hearing where they come from. I love hearing people talk and the way they say words. I'm just fascinated by people. And so I knew that would happen. What I didn't expect was that I would get so close to you and I would develop these beautiful friendships. So what I'm trying to say, and not doing eloquently enough, is I almost didn't come on tonight just because of where I'm at. But I couldn't do that to you guys because I feel like I've already ghosted y'all all week, and it was not intended. It just was just that kind of week. And I've talked to several of you on the phone. I've texted with several of you, and you're so kind. And as blessed as I am with an amazing husband, I'm so blessed with your friendship. And I'm not going to go into everything, but this week I had a situation that happened, and it was embarrassing. It was humbling, and it strengthened the relationship with my husband in ways that no wife would ever pray would have to happen. And he had to come home from work 3 hours early to rescue me, to take care of me. And I had other people in the house. I had my daughter-in-law and I had my friend Beverly, and they felt helpless because I wouldn't let them come and help me. It was hard enough for my husband, but I knew in that moment that he was the only one. And so we got past that, and true to him, he come in from work, literally took his coat off, came to where I was and rescued me out of my situation. And from the moment he entered the room till I finally could take a breath and smile, he was telling jokes. It doesn't get any better than that. Like, he immediately just began trying to lift my spirits and keep that positivity that I normally emulate within me. And it just made me think about Mare and her calling me as I lay in that hospital bed at early hours of the morning, which was fine because they were usually finishing up with my vitals and stuff. So I was awake, calling and telling me cat stories and helping me escape a little bit from where I was and the pain I was in. And so not being there this week and not putting out my videos, I do feel like I failed you, but I've talked to many of you, and it's not a failing. It's trying to recuperate, and it's trying to get better. And after what I learned today, not that I didn't grasp this before, but I truly understand the importance of that. And as much as I enjoy doing the videos, and as much as they make me happy from the inside out, the outside in, and just feeling like I'm making a difference, I know that for once I have to really focus on putting myself first. And that's hard to do for me. I've always been more of a serve kind of person. But to end this so we can have fun, when we got home today, it was like, I don't know, 2:00, and I was tired. I was exhausted. One of you called me with some good news as I sat in the car in my driveway. And I thank you for that good news. I needed that. And you know who you are. And my husband took me out of the car and put me straight into this recliner lawn chair that we have. And we ate lunch. And then I literally just reclined back and fell asleep in the sun, which he said that I've got a little bit of sunburn. My face is pink. My arms are pink. But that's okay. That sun felt so good. But then I got up from there after sleeping out there, came in here, and I slept for a little bit. And then after that, my granddaughter, she's teething at 3 months. She has 2 little teeth that are already popping through. So she's miserable. So mommy was tired. So I said, well, let me hold her. And I knew there wasn't much I could do because, you know, I can't get up. I can't walk with her. I can't, you know, bounce her. But I started holding her, and I took her passy, and I just started rubbing it on her gums, and I could tell immediately because she'd stopped crying. And as it squeaked across her gums, you could tell that it was soothing. So Pop went and got a popsicle, which, you know, we're not going to give her a whole lot because there's a lot of sugar in that, but I think those are sugar-free. But anyway, just the coldness of it. Oh my gosh, it numbed the gums enough that sweet little angel baby fell asleep in my arms. And so I used the pillow that Kelly bought me, the one that's behind me right now, propping my back up, to hold my arm so I could hold her, because, you know, my arms get tired really quick because it's holding most of my weight when I walk and when I do the wheelchair. And so, you know, I'm getting some solidarity up there, my friends. But anyway, they get tired too, and they have to rest. And so I use that pillow to prop her up, and lo and behold, I fell asleep too again. So then mom came and got her so she could feed her before she went to work. The rest is history. I was back asleep and didn't even get to say goodbye to them today. And so they're gone. My oldest son and Violet went to spend the evening with my youngest son because they know Friday nights are my nights live. And I did not do Cup2Hook conversation earlier because when it first started, I was still sleeping, and my husband woke me and gave me something to eat and asked me if I was going to do anything else tonight. And I said yes. So he helped me set up what best we can to do this. And so here we are. And before I go reading your comments, because I can see them cycling, I do want to say, again, I apologize for this past week. And I hope that you will forgive me. But I'm going to also ask for one more week. Oh, I didn't tell you about the wound center. I'm going to do that quickly because I don't know about y'all, but I'm really tired about talking about this surgery. Like, I'm so over it. And I wish I could just wave them Lisa Ladybird's, magic wand, or, snap my fingers or wiggle my nose, and everything would just be as it was, but with my back healed. So yesterday was 5 weeks from my surgery. Into week 2, I started, especially after they took the staples and the stitches out, I started expressing concern about this wound. And Mare has been really good about walking me through it because, through her experiences, and that's how I'm going to leave it because it's not my story to tell. She has a lot of knowledge about wound care. And she's helped me out tremendously. But I've known that something was not just right. And there was a lot of pain and a lot of discomfort. And to the point that so many times I forget I've had back surgery because the back is great. The pain is gone. But I feel like I've had a baby and I had a C-section. And I don't know what a C-section feels like because all of my children were natural born. And then this leg. I feel like I've had some kind of leg surgery, and I feel like I've had some kind of childbirth. And so I kept telling people, something's just not right. Something's just not right. And my PT instructor kept looking, and I kept telling her and whatnot. Well, long story short, she started ordering right away that wound care get involved. And she started sending pictures to the surgeon and whatnot. Well, finally, last Tuesday when I was there, he ordered it. And due to miscommunication, Monday morning at 9:45, somebody from wound care calls me and says, Ms. Vanderson, did you realize that you were supposed to be here at 9 o'clock? And I'm like, no, I did not. No one called me. I did not know. I don't even know where you're located. Well, they are located in an adjacent building to the hospital, and they're part of the hospital. But anyway, so I said, I'm greatly sorry. I didn't know. So they scheduled me an appointment for today. And so I went in there, and sure enough, the wound is what they consider chronic. And I can't remember what the other one that they consider. It starts with an A, but it means that it's just, like you scratch yourself and you might get stitches or staples, but it heals quickly. Chronic means it's not healing like it should, and it's developing an infection and whatnot. So today they did everything that they needed to do to get me set up as a patient and establish, my health history and whatnot. They already had records from Palmetto Bone and Joint, who did my surgery, and my primary doctor. And so I'll go back next Friday, and they will take a culture just to see what kind and how much bacteria is in there and how to go from there. In the meantime, they packed it today with honey, a specific kind of honey, and bandaged it and told me that it would weep more than it has been. It's been weeping since way before I left the hospital. And sure enough, not only is it weeping, but my bandage is actually, you can see that there's blood inside. So I'm hoping that in the next couple weeks of what they're going to be doing, that not only will we get this better, but this pain that I have, probably from infection and in the growing area and whatnot, will go away and will help a lot more. So I have a decision to make in the next week or so. I did hit a spot this week where I'm a little ashamed because I got really frustrated. I started demanding answers. You know, I'm a positive person, and I think y'all know that. And I believe that God has me right where he wants me, and I trust and believe that wholeheartedly. But this week, I wanted people to be straight with me. I wanted them to be honest. If this is my situation, then tell me. Don't keep saying, oh, we'll give it another week. Because the last thing I heard was, oh, well, you need to give it another month or 2 months. What? 2 weeks ago, you were surprised that I still didn't have mobility. Now you're telling me, give it another week, give it another month or 2 months. If you don't know, then tell me you don't know. Because then I can adjust my brain to say, hey, Cynthia, kick it up, because this may be your normal. And if it is, that's okay, because then I can adapt. The other thing I've been dealing with is I've been blessed with so many wonderful people who want to help me. And then sometimes I want to be independent and they get frustrated because they're wanting to help, but it's like I'm not letting them. And they're like, well, what do you need? And I say nothing. And they get frustrated because, well, you're trying to do something, so you want something. Yes, but I need to try and do it myself. And so I have accomplished several milestones in the last 2 weeks. I'm no longer using a potty chair. There's no potty chair in my studio. Although I've not really been in my studio either, but I am going to a regular bathroom. My husband got these toilet rails, so I can now successfully go into the bathroom by myself. There is another walker that's in front of the toilet, so I not only have the toilet rails, but I have this other walker, and then I have my walker at the door. So I'm like fully surrounded by all kinds of equipment, so I can successfully do this. I have this little arm thingy so I can dress myself, I can do all of that. And that's great because I can get up in the mornings and I can get dressed by myself. I can make my bed. And that's the other thing. I am sleeping in the bed. I do have to have medication to help me do that, but I'm getting good sleep. Where before I would sleep an hour or two and I'd get up because of discomfort. And then I'd have to be awake for a little bit. And then I'd try to go to sleep again. So I wasn't getting consistent sleep. And I think that's why this past week I've done nothing but sleep. I'm going to be honest with you. I could close my eyes right now, even after sleeping from 2 o'clock this afternoon or 2:30 this afternoon till just a few minutes ago. And I think my body's just trying to catch up on that sleep. But I can now sleep almost 3-4 hours before I'm waking up having to reposition. And that is amazing. And so for the first time in almost a year, I have now slept in my bed 5 nights in a row. And that's just, I can't begin to tell you how great that feels. But with all of this, there are still people in this world who are still not sleeping in their bed. They have 2 legs that don't work. They may not even have their legs. So I am still blessed. But I also know that if I want to get better, I need to just listen to my body. And that means if I'm tired, to sleep. If I need to rest, to rest. That doesn't mean get upset because I should be in the studio recording something. And I know all of you. I know you'll understand. So I am going to take next week off. The joy blogs will be the only thing that will continue. I will work on those tomorrow and Sunday for next week, because that is the one thing that I know that I need to continue. Because when they air, I myself turn it on and close my eyes and re-listen to it from a different perspective. And God blesses me. Even though I hear my voice, I still hear him. And so that I will continue. I do have a lot of praises from the prayer requests that are going on. I have some that we've been praying for that have gone to be with the Lord. And I will do my best to get those updated and maybe just do a small brief video with those. If there's anything that you need me to pray about, please do not hesitate to put in any comment section or email me. Because you guys, that kind of stuff is what helps me stay normal, whatever normal is, because that's who I am. And don't let what you're going through deter you from reaching out to me. Because sometimes, like today, I was tired, I was in so much pain, but when that call came through and that person shared their news of something we've been praying about, and it was good news, that's just it. I took a deep breath, because it was God's way of saying, I am here. I am still working. I may not be answering it the way you want me to answer it, and I may not be answering it in the time frame you want me to answer it, but I see and know what's best, and I'm working on it in my own way and in my own time. And again, that person was calling me about something about them, something great about them. And yet, I feel like I was the one who was blessed. So, my arms are bulking up. That means my shoulders are being held up by some strong oaks. So, don't be afraid to use them. So, some of you have texted me today and I have not replied. And I apologize for making you worry. I just sometimes, not only physically, but mentally and emotionally, just don't have what it takes to put words or letters into words or whatever. And so my intention is not to make you worry. And that's why I knew after missing Cup2Hook conversations at 7, I had to come on here, because I knew a lot of people that, are following me would be here tonight. And if not, they will catch this replay. So, and then the fact that it's a video that pops up when I've ghosted y'all all week, then hopefully they would listen. So, all right, I'm gonna put my glasses on so I can see how much time I've wasted. Oh, Lordy. Oh, gosh, almost 30 minutes. I'm so sorry. All right, let's go back and read your comments. And again, I am so ready to be done with this and do our Longmire thing. And I'm going to show you something. So I'll do that before we do our questions so that everybody gets to see it. All right, let's see where I left off. So Bree was saying, I'm just glad you're okay. Roseanne says, what? Anna says, hello, sorry on phone. Hello, Anna, welcome in. David says, hey, guys and gals. Hello, sweet David. David, I did not get to see you last week, but I did get to go on and watch several of your videos and comment, and I've watched a couple more this week. I will apologize that I didn't comment, and it's because I honestly was either laying in the bed or laying in the recliner, but I was watching you on TV and not like on my laptop or my tablet or my phone where I could actually comment. But I did watch you. I do want to tell you, my friend, you have a gift. And if you ever decide to just be a storyteller. Oh my gosh. You have, just such an uplifting, amazing voice for telling stories. I have thoroughly enjoyed. I've even gone way back and started listening to some of your storytelling videos. And not to say that you're not, a gifted crocheter, because you are, but I'm just saying your storytelling videos have really been almost better than any medicine I've taken this week for my pain. So you are amazing. So I'm glad you were here tonight for me to say that. Roseanne says, hi, Grandma Anna. Anna says, hi, David. Bree says, hi, Anna. Anna says, hugs, everyone. Roseanne says, hi, David. Hi, Jen. Roseanne says, hi, Bree. Roseanne says, just make this short and Brig will be here next week. Not sure what that was. Bree says, hi, Roseanne. Jen says, hi, Roseanne. Bree, Grandma Anna, and David. Grandma Anna says, did my gift arrive? No, it did not. So forgive me, because I did forget that that was coming. Should that come next week, because I've asked to take a week off, should it come, then I'll just come on here at 9 o'clock Friday night, and we'll just take a moment to go through that, if that's okay. We won't probably do movie night, but we'll do that. So if you can, Anna, my email address is in the description box. If you will email me a phone number, then I can text you. And that way I can let you know when it arrives, but it has not. Speaking of gifts, Bree, I have both of yours, and I know we've been communicating. I have done a video on the first one. I have not done a video on the second one, so it is still wrapped, even though I, now know what it is. I will be working on that. Those may come out next week just because they're already done. We'll just see. But please don't for 1 minute think that they haven't meant something to me. The shawl, I've already been wearing the shawl because I'm always cold, except for tonight. We actually have all the windows open. It was a beautiful, gorgeous day. And the windows and the doors, because we have 2 porches, one on the front of the house and one on the back of the house, and they're both closed in before you get to the outside. So we have the doors open, and we are enjoying this wonderful weather. Like, it's so great to breathe this fresh air. But anyway, nonetheless, though, I have used that shawl a lot. So it's made my husband happy because our electric bill was over $600 this past month. What? And that's my fault, because I've been here every day and I've been freezing and I've had the heaters jacked way up. But that shawl has come in handy because we've been able to bring the heater down, and it's been, fairly comfortable for him and Angel and the baby. And then your shawl has helped me be comfortable so that I wasn't too cold. So thank you for that. But anyway, Bree says, hi, Jen. Bree says, for better or worse. Thank you. Anna says, God bless Mr. Joyful. Oh, y'all have no idea what this man has had to do. And he's never once complained, never once raised his voice, never once gotten agitated with me. And sometimes when I'm in pain, I'm not going to lie, I'm trying to communicate to him, and it comes out loud and it comes out snappy. And he gets it. He gets that I'm struggling to communicate because of the pain. But even though the brain is quick to, oh, you talk to me ugly, you want to reciprocate that. But he somehow manages to not do that because he understands that I'm truly struggling to get words out at times. And I just, oh my gosh, I'm at a loss for words. I'm just so blessed. I mean, when God created this man, oh my gosh. Whew. Anyway, yes, God bless Mr. Joyful. Anna says, did my gift arrive? And okay, and no, it has not. Bree says, we love you and understand. Many of us have been there. And that's the one thing I know. Most of you have had some type of surgery. Jen, I believe you and I talked about this week. Just, oh my gosh, my days are running together. Yesterday, that most of y'all have. And so I know you understand. And if you've not, many of you have cared for somebody who's been in a situation like this. So either way, you've seen it firsthand. Either way, you're struggling with your own, incidents and situations. And so I do know that. And part of me kept trying, saying, okay, today I'm going to get up and I'm going to put something out there and I'm going to just say, hey, this is what's going on. But then it just didn't happen, you guys. But I knew you would understand. But I knew that if I didn't come on right now, I knew that many of you would worry, because some of you, I don't have your phone numbers to text back and forth or call you. And so anyway, all right. Anna says, I agree with Bree. Do not apologize. You deserve a break. Jen says, your mind isn't over it. We totally understand that. You need to take care of yourself for once. Thank you, Jen. Anna says, we love you, Cynthia. You do what you need. Thank you so much. Kelly says, I'm here. Yay. Hugs to all. Hugs, hugs. You make sure, Kelly, you get some of them Grandma Anna hugs. Those are the best hugs in the world. Oh my gosh. And I've missed those hugs. Anna says, hi, and hugs, partner. See, there you go, Kelly. You're getting it. And I'm not going to go into detail, but loved your phone call today. Truly was my joy. Kelly says, I have missed you, partner. Yeah, because you two have not seen each other in a while. And a lot of that, I know, Anna, you've not been feeling great and you've had to really rest yourself. And so, yeah, Kelly has really been missing you. And again, there's things I could say, but they're not my journeys to tell. So we all just need to continue to be there for one another and pray for one another, because we're all on a journey, each of us, which is why I sometimes get so aggravated that I feel like I'm all the time talking to y'all about this. So Jen says, hi, Kelly. Anna says, honey is one of the best antibiotics. I love honey. And I use honey in a lot. I use honey in my protein shakes, which I should be drinking. I use it with herbal tea. Just add a little bit of honey and that's it. Sometimes I don't even add anything, but never in my wildest dreams would I ever expect something like that. Todd, can you hand me that brown bag that they sent home with me today? Roseanne says, hi, Kelly. Anna says, did my package arrive? And I apologize. You were putting all that in while I was running my mouth. Jen says, never wasted time with us. Oh, thank you. That means so much. I was going to see if I could show y'all. Like, it was just so interesting to me. Mayor, if you're here, check out these big bandages. Woo! Isn't that something? But you know what I love about these, y'all? No more freaking tape. The tape has ate my skin raw, no matter what kind of tape I've had to use. So no more tape, because that's silicone around that bandage. Oh my gosh, that alone is just like amazing. The little things you appreciate. Let me see if I can show y'all some of this honey. All right, so this is how it comes packed. And you can kind of maybe see, maybe not. I can see it, but maybe you can't. because I've got such weird lighting in here because it is what it is. But she taped this up, and I don't want to keep it, I don't want to expose it too much to the air, but I'm going to show y'all because it is like the coolest little thing. And Kelly, if you weren't on before, I'm using your pillow. Can you see that? And I used it today to hold my sweet grandbaby while she and I both slept. All right, so this is it. So it's kind of sealed, so I'm not exposing it. But can you see that? That's the honey. And it looks hard, but it's, oops, I just broke it. But it's not. It's very pliable. And we just literally stuff it inside the wound and leave it there. And what's happening is there's a fold of skin that was my skin, which would be like this part, and it's dead, and it's just sitting there. It's dying, but it's not dying fast enough. And I called it foul. And I said, well, it has a foul odor. And the doctor says, oh, I wouldn't call it foul. And I'm like, well, you're not living with it every day. And I'm the one smelling it. And my husband goes, oh, no, she has the nose of a hound dog. He says, oh, well, then you're one of those. And I was like, one of those? He says, my wife is one of those. He says, then, okay, we don't smell very well. So I was like, trust me. But anyway, so the honey will help kill that off. And then I did find out that there are stitches in there, and they're supposed to be in there. And I kept saying all along, there's stitches in there still. And everybody kept saying, no, 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 they're not. Well, there are. And they start like a poly something or another type of stitch. And they're supposed to stay there. But the doctor did tell me that in the next week or two, as we work on this wound, that they probably will come out because of the fact of how my body is healing, that if he doesn't remove those, then they'll still be in my body for probably 2-3 more years. And I may end up with some kind of internal infection down the road. So we'll see. But anyway, so yeah. Roseanne says, just go rest tonight. We'll do movie night next week. No problem. No, we're going to do it tonight. But we will take a break next week. The only way I will come on next Friday is if I do receive Anna's package. And Anna says, I agree with Roseanne. David says, that is very high praise indeed. Thank you so much. Oh, no, thank you. Like I said, David, you have been so much of my joy this week. And then you guys, it took me 2 days, but I finally got to go through the 2-hour video of Lisa Ladybird's experience on the Zeebrugge. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Zeebrugge ferry disaster. And oh my gosh, you guys, isn't it amazing? I mean, the woman she is today for surviving something like that. And I mean, can you just imagine? I mean, being 4 years old and jumping into an ocean, and I just, wow. And it's so cold. I can't stand to even just be chilly. Can you imagine that kind of cold just piercing through? So one thing I have been able to do is watch more videos this week and enjoy that. And that is something that I plan on doing a good bit next week. But you're so welcome, David. But it is I who truly thanks you. So keep on being you. Anna says, I will do a tracking on it. Okay. Anna says, that's okay. Anna says, ugh, I can't find package receipt. Hello, it's Kim with Affordably Crafty. Hello, everyone, she says. Hi, David, she says. Hugs. And David says, hi, Kim. And David says, I've seen honey used by the veterinarians on the Vet Ranch channel. I highly recommend it. Well, they are saying it's going to do wonderful things, and I'm going to start seeing some drastic healing. So I'm excited about that. Kelly says, we better not see a video of you wondering why a bunch of bees are following you. Oh, bother. Bees are Pooh Bear one. But you know what, Kelly? If I see Pooh Bear, I will catch him and bring him all the way to you. And then Christopher Robin, and you can have a chat on who's going to get him. Oh, David says, laugh out loud at Kelly Platter. Bree says, the kids closed on the house today. Yay. And got the keys. Movers here on Sunday. Little Violet's dress is almost finished. I can't wait. Downside, my hips feel like it's going to snap in to 24/7. Big hugs. I'm sure. And I'm sure you're doing so much more than what your body is used to with packing everything up. And I just pray that when all this is done, that you'll be able to rest. And I know you guys are going to enjoy the new home. You've been through a heck of a month. I know you've been through a heck of a year, but even just this last month with all that crazy weather in Texas and being without, electricity and water. And I mean, you guys have come so far in the last couple of weeks that I just pray that this move is quick and, efficient, and you guys get settled so quickly and can just relax and enjoy. David says, I couldn't watch all of it. So emotional. Oh, I know. And then this morning, before I got up, because, I do wake up and I have to kind of just reposition. And then I get so awake that it takes me a minute to go back to sleep. I got to watch the 8-minute video of the reunion with the other girl that was in the water with her. And, oh my gosh, Lisa was so beautiful. Not that she's not now, but I mean, she just was so beautiful and radiant. I love that dress. I loved her jewelry on her. She just looks so good. David says, I mean, Lisa's video. I knew what you were talking about. And Kim says, hi, Bree. And Anna says, be careful of bears. Yes. Kelly says, laugh out loud. David says, if you go down to the woods today, you better not go alone. And Anna says, laugh out loud, David. And Jen says, hi, Kim. And Kelly says, I know, darn Tigger could come bouncing. Right. Kim says, hi, Jen. David says, Lisa is beautiful, but she doesn't believe it. Oh, I know. That is so sad, but she is. She truly is. Kim says, how old is your granddaughter? She is 3 months. So she's a little itty bitty. And oh my gosh, she's already rolling over from back to stomach. She's already pulling herself up from the waist up. So like if you're holding her, she literally sits up. So that's kind of difficult for me because I can't really move right now. So I get kind of nervous sometimes when holding her, but I'm great at rocking in the rocking recliner and giving her a bottle and holding her while she sleeps. But anyway, I'm good at spoiling her. That's what I'm good at. But she's teething. She has 2 teeth already popping up, which my youngest son, he teethed early too. He had a tooth that popped up at 3 months. But the other boys, I mean, they were close to a year old before they got theirs. So yeah. But anyway, but she's a little over 3 months. So, but 3 months and a week is technically what she is. Bree says, bring me Eeyore. David says, Bree's little yarn corner. I've been called Eeyore in times when I whined a lot. Oh, I've lost my tail again. Beware of heffalumps and woozles, right, Anna? Oh, see, you guys, I'm so glad that I made the decision to come on here. All right, so let me just check something real quick because I had written some notes. Oh, okay, so I've already told y'all most of them, my little wonderful milestones that I was going to share on Cup2Hook Conversations, that I finally have gotten to sleep in my bed after really a little over a year. Violet rolled over. And then I did a Crochet Society unboxing, you guys. And Crochet Society actually responded with a comment. And I was just like, so it just made my day. Just made my day. All right. I'm going to show you something for those of you who are making the Longmire blanket. I have no idea what I just knocked off on the floor. Oh, I do. I think it was my hair clip. All right. So we're working on the dream catcher. And you guys, I'm so in love with this. But in case you haven't seen the video yet, there's part of the arrow pattern. But look how cute the dream catcher's coming. I really can't wait to finish this and get the center part of the dream catcher. This blanket's getting so big. All right. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to see what you see. So I hope y'all can see this. But there's 2 of the feathers. And we've got 3 more feathers to add on. And then inside the dream catcher, are y'all seeing that? I guess you are. Inside the dream catcher, we will have a design that will look like the string running through it. And then we have another little design that we're going to add that'll be like kind of giving it kind of like a little bit of a beaded effect, so to speak. But anyway, I'm real excited about that. So, yes. All right. Kim says, when are you moving on to call the midwife? Laugh out loud. As soon as we finish Longmire, we have 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 4 more episodes in this season, which is season 5. And then we have 10 episodes in season 6. So we have 14 episodes left. We won't be coming together next week. So that will be 7 weeks. So at this point, we will probably finish Longmire 8 weeks from today. So that's 2 months. So somewhere probably around the end of April, 1st of May. So I imagine somewhere about mid-May to end of May is an estimated time, because there'll probably be at least a week in between the 2, but we'll see. So sometime in May is where I'm aiming, which is pretty much on track, because we had originally said the end of April. So somewhere end of April, first couple weeks of May, we'll start midwife. So, and that's going to be a long endeavor, because I think that's like 10 seasons. But like I said the other night, my husband went online and looked, and most of the seasons only had either 6 to 8 episodes. So they're not like long seasons at all. So, yeah. So you're looking at, with us doing 2 episodes a night, you're looking at about 60 episodes, 30 weeks. So about 6 months, maybe. Is that right? No. Be about 7.5, almost 8 months. So we probably will end up finishing midwife about this time next year, give or take. Because, you know, we'll have the holidays of Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and all that. So yeah, about this time next year, we'll be finishing up midwife. Woo, woo. And then we'll have to be looking forward to another series. But we'll probably do that probably around December, right before Christmas. We'll figure out what we're going to do next or do another cup drawing or something. So yes, I'm excited. I'm excited. I have heard we need lots of Kleenex though. So, Bree says, amazingly gorgeous. Oh, thank you. Roseanne says, nice, and claps with emojis. Kim says, second Friday on Mayish. Yes. Yes. That sounds about right. Bree says, oh, it's on for midwife. Yes, yes, yes. I'm watching them all over again. One of my all-time favorite shows. Oh my gosh, it's so good to hear. Because I've thoroughly enjoyed Longmire. So I'm ready for us to go into another really great series. So, and I'm really excited about the projects. I'm not going to get into a lot of that right now, but again, the projects will be done in a way that you won't be needing tutorials from me, so to speak. Like after the initial tutorials, you'll be able to continue working on your project at your pace and your speed. So some of you might even get ahead of me. You know, you might fall behind depending on your work schedules or whatever, and your other whips and if you're a content creator, et cetera, et cetera. But once you get the initial tutorials, you'll be able to just do your thing. So, and I'm excited because we're going to have some options. And if you're, got a lot of time on your hands or you're a fast crocheter, then you may be able to do both projects. So, and because the season is so long, we will finish the first two projects. There'll be two projects that we're going to do at the same time. So there'll be two tutorials coming out each week, so to speak. And then after you have the initial tutorials, then what I'll do in place of that is just show you the progress on my individual, because I'll be doing both projects, obviously. I'll just show you the progress on mine. But anyway, once we finish that, then there will be another surprise midwife project that will incorporate that midwife pattern. So you'll just have to stay tuned to find out. But anyway, well, let's see. Kim is like, woo woo, and smiley face emojis. And she says, yes, but amazing. I cannot wait, you guys. I've heard really, really good things about Call the Midwife. And Jen, aren't you so proud of me? I'm remembering the title. David says, I hate to do this, but I'm wiped out and I have to call it a night. Much love. Oh, David, I love you. I appreciate you coming in here and blessing me as always. But I, of all people, truly understand. So you have a good night, my friend. And I'll be watching more of your videos and letting you bless me this week. So Kim, I have so many of yours in my watch thing. So I am hoping to get a lot of yours watched this week as well. And Mare has some that I've got flagged that I've got to watch. So I got caught up on a lot of David's and Lisa's this past week. And there's a couple other people. And then Crystal with Bag a Day, I've got caught up on hers. Another person I'm so far behind on that I absolutely love and adore is Krista with The Secret Yarnery. I am so behind on her. So I plan on letting her also be my joy next week. I'm going to bring on my Mare and my Krista and my Kim. So Kim says, Bree, me too. Bree says, Kleenex company is going to clean up in this group. Kim says, see you tomorrow, David. Wait till you see my new look. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm just going to have to just make a point, Kim, to come on there tomorrow afternoon and see all of y'all on there and see your new look. Roseanne says, good night, David. David says, also, insert pushy self-promotion here before I leave. Always, love, always. And if you can, always drop your links if you can. I don't know. I've not really kept up with YouTube lately. I know they sent me a video in January and I kept saying I was going to share it with you guys and I just haven't. But on the update of my channel, which Jen, bless her heart, and all the craziness of last week reminded me, and had I remembered myself, I would have said something last Friday and I would have done something. And I'm not saying that I'm not. I just know that at this moment, I don't have the capacity to just invest the time at the moment in it. But my 1-year pod anniversary happened last week. So March the 4th was my 1-year anniversary. So woot woot, I've been a content creator for 1 year. So yes. Kim says crochet Kleenex box cover first project. Oh wow. Maybe that's something I can do on Yarn Joy Adventures as a Kleenex crochet box cover. Oh my gosh. David says, Kim, I've made those. Anna says, sorry, I was digging through my trash. Oh, bless your heart. I hope you can find it. Yeah. She says, if my package doesn't arrive by next Friday, I will redo. Oh my gosh, no. Hopefully it'll come. Anna says, hugs, David. Jen says, good memory. Kim says, I have 5 giveaways up currently, putting more up this weekend. Well, everybody definitely go check that out. There's David's link. Kim, good. She's got hers in there too. Awesome. David says, night, night. Kim says, giveaways currently open playlist. Sweet. Thank you guys for putting that in there. And anyone else that wants to drop your link, please, please do. Always. You don't ever have to ask. Don't have to worry about how to make me feel. I am 100% on board with that at all times. Even if it's a replay, do it. Drop it. Congratulations to you on that milestone. Oh, thank you, Kim. And Bree says, congrats, my friend. Whoop, whoop. Thank you. And I will, you guys, try very hard to still get Saturday shout out tomorrow. That's another thing that I am 100% like devoted to besides the morning joy vlogs, because I wouldn't be where I am and I wouldn't be celebrating 1 year as a content creator if I didn't have subscribers. And so I constantly want to shout you guys out as much as I can. So somehow, some way tomorrow that will come out, and hopefully it'll still be on time. Bree says, congrats, my friend. Woot woot. Anna says, congrats on your anniversary. Thank all of you. And Kim says, my son's 3rd birthday is Sunday. Oh my gosh, he's going to be 3. Well, happy birthday to your son. What's his first name? All right, so I'm going to get Kim to answer that. And speaking of birthdays, as always, if you have not provided me with your birthday, Kim, I know I got yours one time when I got yours and Ginger's together on one of your podcasts. So I know I have yours. But if you don't think I have your birthday or you're not sure, please just plug it in down here, because I do like to send out a little birthday video. Stephen Jr. Well, happy birthday, Stephen. Everybody wish Stephen a happy birthday. I like to just kind of put out a video for you so that you just get a little bit more extra love on your special day. So, yeah. So if you're not sure if I have that, please, please, give that to me. And I do appreciate everyone. I have not had a chance to go comment, but I will, because your comments are important to me. And so each and every one will be acknowledged, and I will comment back. But I do thank all of you for wishing my Jonathan, he's my middle son, my Marine, stationed in Arizona. I appreciate you helping him celebrate his 24th birthday this past Monday. So that was pretty awesome. So, and everyone, Anna and Roseanne are wishing Stephen a happy birthday. So Kim, you'll have to tell him that many of your friends have wished him a happy birthday. So, and Kim says, thanks, Anna and Roseanne. All right, you guys, are you ready? And you know what? don't have, so I'm just going to take a piece of paper out of here. I can definitely tell I'm not on my A game. But all that matters is that I showed up. All right. Todd, I need to get a pen. He's watching an animated movie. He has his headphones on. So we'll see if I can get a pen. I was looking, I have a bunch of stuff over here that we've made a little home for me. But I think in my other tray over there is where my pen is. So I'll see if I can get him. Todd, right there in that tray is a pen. Do you mind getting me that pen? Oh, Todd, just stay put. I have a pencil. That will work. All right. Kim says, thanks. Kelly says, okay, I'm going to go. Love to all. Oh, I love you, Kelly. I'm so sorry our conversation was short today, but I'm glad we got to talk. Kim says, bye, Kelly. Anna says, I'm going to have to go. Hugs, and please take it easy. I will. I will. So, and those of you that are staying, we probably will still have an early night tonight because even though I did do the questions and stuff, we don't have like a ton of them. Especially since we've been mixing up questions and discussion, which I really, really like. For the first episode, we have 21 questions and discussion. And for the 6th episode, we have 23. So, yeah. Cool beans, cool beans. But that's why I went ahead and showed that blanket at the beginning, too, was so that everyone could see it in case they needed to go. All right. Roseanne says, good night, Kelly, and good night, Grandma Anna. Sorry. All right. And Roseanne gave a thumbs up. All right, so let me go ahead and try and get everyone. If I left someone off, y'all let me know. So let's see. I've got Roseanne. I have Bree. I have Jen. I have Kim. David's gone. Anna's gone. Kelly's gone. Is there anyone else? Haven't seen Charlie or Viola or Deborah. I'm just scrolling back through. So I think I have everybody at the current moment. And I do appreciate your thumbs up. Thank you, Roseanne, for that. Bree says, ladies, I've got to go to bed. Long day today. Going to be a long week moving, packing, unpacking, and corralling grandbabies. Love to all, Cynthia. A song comes to mind. I've got joy, joy down in my heart. Oh my gosh. You know what? Next Bible study, maybe that needs to be one of our praise songs. I love that song. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart to stay. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that. Kim says, sure, I can guess wildly. You know what? I have some that do that, Kim, and it is amazing how many points they get. Some of them have done better than some of ours that have watched it. It's funny. Let's see. Jen says, I'll apologize now, but I'll probably fall asleep on you guys tonight. I've drove over 40 hours in just 4 days, and my mind is blown. I bet. Bree says, in my heart, down in my heart to stay, right? Roseanne says, good night, Bree. Okay. All right. Here we go. And of course, this one was called, I'm not even sure how to pronounce it, but it was called Pure Peckinpah. It was Peckinpah. All right. First question is multiple choice. Vic bought what? A, Piper's RV, B, a Jeep, or C, a truck? Let me get my emoji. And I'm going to grab my emoji real quick. Little woot woot train. Oh, wait, let's see. I'll go under here and it'll be there. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get to the train. Okay, here we go. All right. And everyone chose A, Piper's RV, and that is correct. And so, Roseanne, you got that point. You answered correctly first, so you get that point. And again, you guys, I've decided with Call the Midwife, starting with that and going forward, that everyone who answers correctly will get a point. The person who rings in first will get 2 points. So, all right. And then, I don't know, I might do little giveaways for the person with the most points periodically through it instead of waiting all the way to the end. But we'll see. All right. Hopefully by then I'll be back to work, because then I'll have a full paycheck instead of my little disability check, and I can do more. All right. Question number 2 is true or false. Bob asked Walt for his help to help him get into rehab. True or false? All right. And we're going to finalize answers in 3, 2, 1. And that correct answer is false. He asked him for help to get his son Billy into rehab because he was on heroin. All right. This is kind of a discussion question. So, who actually killed Joey, the drug dealer? Oh, and Jen, you got that point. I don't know if I told you that. Sorry about that. Do y'all know who actually killed Joey the drug dealer that was found at the Red Pony? Did I lose everyone? Okay, Jen's saying question mark. All right. I'm thinking it was Malachi. Roseanne says, I thought it was Henry. I did too, but Henry and Matthias both said that neither one of them did it. So that's why Matthias encouraged Henry to call Walt, since it was in Walt's jurisdiction, and let them do their, police work. But I believe it was Malachi who did it. All right, next question is true or false. And let's get our little emoji there. Malachi told Vic she could tickle Joey's toes all she wanted, but he probably wouldn't wake up. True or false? Remember, Joey is the drug dealer. All right. Answers are in. And it is true. And Roseanne, you get that point. Woo woo! All right. Next question is multiple choice. Oh, excuse me. Next one real quick is a discussion. Okay. Roseanne, I thought of you when this scene happened. How about Ferg and the little nurse? And how he walked to the elevator with Vic and says, oh, I have to go back and get my phone. And he pulled that little nurse aside and, man, he just planted one on her. I was like, okay, I see you, Ferg. Oh, my gosh. Jen says, wowza. I know. Roseanne says, wow. You guys, I was just like, oh, my gosh. I was so proud of Ferg, though. Like, he lacks confidence in so many things. And that moment, he was full of confidence. And it was a beautiful scene. I just loved it. And I loved even when Vic walked up on them, the way that, Ferg, you could just tell he was smitten, and the nurse, you could tell she was smitten. It's just a beautiful thing. I loved it. And it didn't take Vic long to catch on either what was going on. It was so cute. Roseanne says yes. So I know we're all big fans of Ferg. And so, which makes the next episode was hard for me. But anyway. All right. So the next question is multiple choice. Malachi paid how much of the $10,000 Joey owed the dealers? Did he A, pay over $200, over $10,000, or C, over $2,000? Okay. I'm not sure, but we might have lost Kim. So answers are in. And you both are correct. It is C, over 2,000. And Jen, you get that point. Whoop, whoop. And you and Roseanne are tied. Yay! All right. Roseanne says, yay, Jen. Whoop, whoop. All right. The next question is true or false. Malachi promised to bring the dealers the head of Hector. True or false? All right. I apologize. I'm actually crocheting too, you guys. It's the first time I tried to work on Angel's hoodie a little bit this week, but this is the first time I've really truly kind of crocheted this week. So it is kind of nice to have a hook back in my hand. All right. So the correct answer is true. You both got that right. And Jen, your answer came in first. So you get that point, and now you have 3 points. Roseanne has 2. And our next question is a multiple choice. Who does Vic think Hector is? Is it A, Henry, B, Zach, or C, Darius? I thought this was interesting. All right, you both answered B for Zach. That is the correct answer. And Roseanne, you get that point, and you and Jen are tied at 3. All right. Oops. All right, next question is multiple choice. Walt asked Henry if the new Hector is who? So basically, who does Walt think that the new Hector is? Is it A, do you think it's Henry himself, B, Malachi, or C, Matthias? And you both rang in with C for Matthias. That is the correct answer. And Jen, you're going to get that point. Woo woo! All right. I see y'all. I see how this is going to go tonight. I appreciate y'all being here with me. I needed this more than I realized. I'm not sure why my little train. There we go. All right. Now, a discussion. This is when Vic is inside Ethel's house. This is where the girl, I can't think of her name at the moment. Her granddaughter was living with her, and Vic went to talk to Ethel went inside of her house. Did y'all? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a religious person. But did y'all see all those crosses on the wall? I was like, I don't know if she either really loves Jesus or that was for protection, but Jewel, thank you, Roseanne. Yes, Jewel. That was a lot of crosses. Jen says Mike mentioned that. I was just like, oh my gosh. I would be afraid to do or say or turn the TV on in her living room. But anyway, I just had to mention that. I thought it was kind of funny and interesting. All right. So I'm glad Mike picked up on that too. All right, let's see here. Number 11 is multiple choice. What did Vic give Ethel? Was it A, the truth that her granddaughter, her granddaughter's name is Juliet. Jewel is another character. So did she give her A, the truth that her granddaughter Juliet took her Social Security check, or B, her missing Social Security check, or C, A personal check to cover her Social Security check. All right. You both answered with C, and that is correct. And Jen, you came in first, so you get that point. The next one is a discussion. Why do you think Vic did that? Why do you think she wrote that check out like that? Jen, that takes you to 5 points. Why do you think Vic did that? Do you think what she did was right? I think deep down Vic is a good person. I still don't want her with Walt, but but I do think that deep down she's got a big heart. And I do believe that she believes in second chances. And I think that she was trying to make a loud statement without saying a word to Juliet. Roseanne says to have Juliet try not to steal anymore. Jen says she felt bad for Jewel, the granddaughter. Yeah, and I mean, even the granddaughter herself said that she took the check to get more drugs, but she did feel really bad about it. And so I also think too that if the grandmother, we don't really know the grandmother because we've not seen much of her character, although you'd like to hope and think that with all them crosses on the wall that she's a pretty strong Christian. But who knows, she might have, if she found out what her granddaughter had done, she might have kicked her granddaughter out, and Vic knew that living on the streets would only make things worse, and that she would go after seeking more drugs than having this huge act of kindness done, because she not only replenished the money that, she blew on drugs, but Vic did not tell her grandmother. And then she turned around and made it look like that her granddaughter had gotten a reward, and rather than collecting the reward, she chose to give it to her. So she made her look really good in front of her grandmother. So I respectfully admired what Vic did. So, because let's face it, I mean, Absaroka County, I would not imagine that, you're getting this huge salary. And after all, she just bought an RV, and of course we don't know what she paid for it, but she clearly didn't have a place to stay. I mean, she's staying with Katie after all, and on top of it, and wasn't really paying really rent, even though she gave Katie some money. So anyway, I just thought it was really cool. Jen says, I agree with you. Roseanne says, true. Jen says, she didn't really know her granddaughter, but loved her unconditionally. I agree. All right. Moving on. We have a multiple choice. A true or false. Matthias and Henry were able to convince Walt that Matthias wasn't Hector. True or false? Okay. Jen, is Mike playing with you tonight? Jen says, I think that's true by the end of the episode. Okay. All right. That's going to help me out. Shoot. I'm trying to move my leg, y'all. Sorry. This is my problem. It only is comfortable in any position for a short period of time. Dang it. It's not moving. Todd. I love you, baby. It's propped up so I don't have the groove of the recliner to help me. I'm just trying to move it over like I do on that. Oh, thank you. Oh, yes. Huge relief. Okay. That was my darning needle that fell. All right. No, he's at state wrestling near Columbus. Okay. All right. Will you help me end up doing, okay. So let me read the question again. Matthias and Henry were able to convince Walt that Matthias wasn't Hector. And you guys said false. The correct answer is true because Matthias took in the files to Walt and was in Walt's office when Walt got the call from Jamie, the pizza guy, stating that he needed help, and it was clear that Hector had come and burnt his product, which was the pizza, but the drugs. And so obviously Matthias can't be Hector if Hector is doing his thing while Matthias is sitting in Walt's office. So that would be true. And technically, because you did come back and say in the end that it's true, Jen, I'm going to give you the point. And I was going to give neither one of you the point. I was going to ask Mike if what his response would have been, but just out of curiosity. But so that's what all that was about, asking about Mike. All right, the next one is true or false. And both of you should get this one no matter what, because I basically just told you the answer. So true or false? Hector struck again while Matthias was with Walt. True or false? It's just a matter which one of you gets the answer in first. And yes, of course, it's true. And Roseanne, you get that point, my friend. So, woo woo! All right, my windows are open, so every time I go woot woot, I bet my neighbors are like, what in the world are they doing over there? Having a two-person party? Okay. Multiple choice. What did Hector... I just gave y'all all these answers. What did Hector burn of Jamie's? A, pizza, drugs, and car. Or B, pizza and drugs. Or C, car and drugs. Okay. So Roseanne, you said A, Jen, you said C, and then Roseanne, you came back in with B. And Roseanne, you will get the point because it is B. It was just the pizza and drugs. he did drive the car away about half a mile or a quarter mile down the road, but he didn't burn it. So yes, it was B, just the pizza and drugs. So Roseanne, you have that. You have 5 points and Jen has 6. All right. Good job, ladies. I so appreciate your team spirit too. But just hanging out with me tonight. All right. The next one is true or false. Walt did not figure out from this little episode that Hector only burned Joey's drugs. True or false? Oh, you're welcome. Roseanne says, thanks. Okay. All right, so the question was, Walt did not figure out from this little episode that Hector only burned Joey's drugs. And the correct answer is false. He did figure that out. He told Matthias that it appears that maybe Hector only burned Joey's drugs, and that's when he then knew for sure that Matthias was not Hector, and he says, you know what, there was a burn barrel in the back of Joey's yard, so why don't you go check that out and see if there's any traces of heroin there. And so he not only came to realize that Matthias wasn't Hector, he trusted Matthias to go check out something, and he was going to take Matthias's take on it. And then he also figured out that Hector didn't kill Joey. He just burned his drugs. So yeah. All right. So no one gets a point for that one. All right. The next one is also true or false. So we're now at the point where Jamie's going to actually talk to the drug dealers that provided Jamie with his drugs. And so the question is, Walt put a wire on Jamie. True or false? All right. And both of you rang in with false, and that is correct. He did not put a wire on Jamie. And so, Roseanne, you rang in first, giving you that point. And now you two ladies are tied 6-6. Woo-woo! All right. The next one is true or false. There is a bounty on Hector's head. True or false? Oops, I forgot to put in my little emoji, sorry. But yes, the correct answer is true. There is. And Roseanne, you got that point, taking the lead. All right, we are coming up on the end of these questions for this first episode. We have 3 left. Number 19, what did Eddie, now Eddie is the guy that they caught, what did Eddie refer to Walt's Bronco as? A, his man ride, B, his shield, or C, his horse. I don't know why my husband thought that was funny, but oh my gosh, you guys, and I forgot to put the emoji in again. But yes, the correct answer is C, his horse. And Jen, you get that point. Now tying you with Roseanne for 7 points. Woo-hoo! Okay. Roseanne says it was funny. It really was, the way he says, well, you're just a cowboy, and oh, I get it. That Bronco, it's your horse. All right, number 20 is also multiple choice. Who wants Eddie? A, is it Malachi? B, Juliet? Or C, the FBI? Oh, wow, my face, I did get some sun today. Didn't realize how red my face was. Yes, the correct answer is C, the FBI. And Jen, you get that point. And while I am giving you that point, that now gives you 8. Roseanne has 7. The next one, Roseanne says, yay, Jen. All right, the next one to end this episode is more or less a question because it goes off with gunshots from the ambush. And it was Ferg. Is he alive or dead? Of course, if we watch episode 6, we know the answer to that. But what did you think? Not what you know. What did you think? Did you think that they actually shot Ferg at the end of that episode when it went off? Jen says alive. Roseanne says dead. Jen says yes. I prayed. I thought, oh my gosh, Walt could not handle losing Branch and Ferg, and I would have been just devastated if we had lost him because he's finally gotten the confidence and he's got this cute little budding relationship starting, and I love the confidence even in his police work. And it's probably in this episode, and I think this is actually a question, so if it is, so be it. But I even loved the way Vic stood up for Ferg and his ability at being a police officer. The way she defended him to anyone who wanted to question it, that Ferg was a great police officer. And it just made my heart smile. So, all right, so going into episode 6, it is called Objection. And Jen says yes, Roseanne says yes, and Jen says yes, me too. So, yep. All right, so episode 6 is called Objection. And the first question is a true or false. Let me get my little emoji. Oh, I know, Jen, right? She says, I admired her holding her tongue. Yes. I will say this, especially in these last 2 episodes, I've seen a lot of growth in Vic. And especially in this episode we're fixing to go into, during that deposition, I mean, I really saw her growth there, even when he asked her about her divorce, like what does that have to do with anything? There's so much she could have gone off and said, but she didn't. And I felt like, even though it didn't quite go as great as it could have, that she was very careful in the way she worded things even. And I was proud of her. All right. But then again, her little stupid act in the hospital came back to bite her in the booty. So anyway. All right. Question number 1, true or false? Here we go. The very first question it was. Vic defended Ferg to the FBI. True or false? Roseanne had said, yep. Oh, talking about the deposition and Vic. All right. So Jen said true and Roseanne said false. And the correct answer is true. She went off on the FBI guy and defended Ferg in his police work because he was minimizing Ferg and basically, mocking him in a way. Like, he couldn't defend a fly. And Vic stood up to him and was like, I beg to differ with you, kind of thing. So it was true. So Jen, you get that point. All right. Let me get my little emoji up here. Jen says, I don't like the FBI guy. No, I didn't care for him either. And I don't know. There's something Walt said at the very end of the episode, and I was already, I'm going to tell y'all something. My husband, he has not seen every one of these Longmire episodes, okay? And it just gets me. He can come in 5 minutes in. He can come in with 5 minutes left. And he's going to tell me exactly what has happened and what's going to happen. And then when it happens exactly as he says it, it makes me so ill. I'm just like, Arr! But he ended up picking up on this too. Roseanne says, good one. And Jen says, Mike too. But, I mean, thank God I was already in that mindset. But then he came in and said the same thing. It's like, it's almost like the FBI guy might have something to do with the whole roadblock ambush and Eddie getting free. Because even Walt said at the end, well, how did anyone even know? Because we hadn't told anyone. And the only ones that knew he was being transferred was you and where he's going. So, right, Roseanne? So, Jen says yes. So, we'll see. We'll see. All right. So, the next question was a discussion. Do you blame Ferg for not telling Walt what any of the guys look like? Remember, Walt asked him if he could recognize any of the guys and what did they look like? And Ferg said no. And of course, the guy that slammed him on the hood of the car, put a gun in his mouth, told him if he told anyone what he looked like, he would come back and kill him. So, what do you think? Jen says not really. And honestly, Roseanne says no. I don't either, ladies, because I love Walt to death, don't get me wrong, but Walt is so old school, meaning that, he's going to bluntly tell you, like if he confronts you, he's going to tell you where his source is and what he heard and what he knows. And if Ferg at that point in time had gone to Walt and said, this is what he looked like, or this is what some of them look like, I don't think Walt would have protected Ferg, not intentionally not protect him, but unintentionally, he would not have protected him. And Ferg was afraid of that. I mean, the guy shoved that gun, the muzzle of that gun, way into his mouth. I mean, the fact that Ferg is even alive, I mean, yeah, I don't blame him either. Not at all. I do think he has not, but as this episode came to a close, I do think that he may come forth. and tell Walt he remembers what one of them, at least one of them, looks like. But anyway, so, all right. Next question, number 3. True or false? The FBI thinks Ferg is lying and Walt prepped his story. True or false? And this is basically on what happened, you know, the whole incident. You know, the 18-wheeler, the vehicle coming up behind him, all of that. And you both answered with true, and that is the correct answer. And Roseanne, your answer came in first, so you get that point. Woo woo! All right. Next question. It is also true or false. The FBI thinks Ferg made a deal with the Irish mob, meaning like they paid him off. They paid Ferg off. Jen says, I couldn't believe that he was alive. And Roseanne says, me too, Jen. What were they shooting? Blanks? Jen says, yes. The correct answer is true. And again, for him to come at Ferg like that, again, that's where my suspicions were like, this guy does not seem like he's on the up and up. Like something just seems kind of not settling right with me on him. Like something's wrong. I felt like, yeah. All right. So, Roseanne, you get that point. All right. The next one is also true or false. Oh, I got you, Jen. I thought you were saying yes to shooting the blanks. That or they got really, really bad aim. Or I do think, too, that they might have been shooting over the car on purpose just to freak him out, just to scare him. So that's a possibility. So I gotcha. All right. So the next question is true or false. Walt told Ferg he couldn't forgive him if he had taken a payout. True or false? You both are correct. False. He told Ferg he could forgive him, and he would have certainly understand had he done it. But of course, Ferg says it didn't happen. Jen, you got that point. All right. All right, so the next one is multiple choice. Ferg told Walt that he did not take a payout, and they didn't shoot him because he was what? A, worthless, B, a cop, or C, in the middle of nowhere. And Roseanne says, yay, Jen. Woo woo. I got you guys. Roseanne, you have a total of 9 points, and Jen has a total of 10 points. And both of you are correct. Ferg said because he was worthless. And y'all, that just broke my heart. that just, I want to be like, no, Ferg, you're fearfully and wonderfully made. God said so. All right. And Jen, you got that point. All right. Yeah, that broke my heart. It's like, Ferg, you are not worthless. All right. Next one. Number 7 is multiple choice. What info did Ferg give Walt? Was it A, an empty bullet casing, B, a name that he heard yelled out, or C, the DOT number for the 18-wheeler? Jen says, laugh out loud. And yes, you both answered correctly, and it is C. He gave him the DOT number for the 18-wheeler, which I thought was pretty impressive. Great police work, if you ask me, to be able to do that in the middle of what was going on. Lean bullies, right? That was cute. Roseanne, you get that point. Woot woot. All right, let's get the little woot woot train up here. All right, and the next question is also multiple choice. Who was the truck registered to? Is it A, Denver Trucking, B, Manifest Destinations, or C, Horse Rider Trucks Incorporated? And yes, of course, it's the Manifest Destinations. And Jen, you get that point. And the next one is true or false. Ferg thinks he should resign. True or false? Ferg thinks he should resign. I think that Y is supposed to be a T. And yes, the correct answer is true. And I'm glad he doesn't. But part of the reason that he feels the way he feels is because they walked off out of there with his shield and his gun. So, all right. And Jen, you get that point. All right. Let's see. They did, Jen. They did. And I'm not going to comment because I know I have a question coming up about it. Yes, they did throw his shield and kept his gun. All right, the next question is multiple choice. Henry provided Walt with what? A credit card receipt and name of the guys that ate at the Red Pony? Or B, advice? Or C, a meal? And yes, of course, it was A. He provided them with a credit card receipt and a name. And Jen, you get that point. Whoop, whoop. Way to go. Chugga, chugga, choo, choo. All right, next question is true or false. Number 11. Walt drove Vic to the deposition. True or false? Walt drove Vic to the deposition. I think both your answers are supposed to be true. And that is correct. He did. He drove her. He says they might as well ride together since they were both going. Because she asked him, she goes, "Oh, you're going?" And he says, "Oh, yes." And so he says, "And since we're both going, I might as well drive you." And so, yes, the answer was true. And Jen, you got yours in first. Sorry, crocheting. I'm working on my Yarn Joy Adventures blanket. This is it. So that's with that textured cluster stitch that's in our Longmire blanket. And that's all that is. So, and I'm just repeating the colors now. Oh, thank you, Roseanne. She said nice. Okay. Jen says, like it. Thank you. All right, our next question is multiple choice. What 3 things did Henry tell Jacob he would like to have back? So listen closely. Is it A, his bar, his individuality, his name? Or B, his bar, his character, his freedom? Or C, his bar, his independence, and his dignity? That's a tough one. Okay. All right, so I've got Jen with B and Roseanne with C. And it was a tough question, ladies. One of you did get it right. Jen says, "Oh no, I don't remember." Well, I will tell you your answer was incorrect. And Roseanne was right. He wanted his bar, his independence, and his dignity back. So C is the correct answer. And Roseanne, that point goes to you, my friend. Woo-hoo! Jen says, laugh out loud. That was a tough one because you had to really kind of be paying attention. All right. Roseanne has a smiley face emoji. The next one is true or false, number 13. Someone at the hospital witnessed and reported Vic kissing Walt. True or false? Yes, you both are correct. The answer is true. And Jen, you got your answer in first. So you will get that point as soon as I make this last double crochet on this stitch. All right. And there's our little emoji, our little woot woot train. All right. Okay, so I'm going to read it kind of slow. Walt told Vic that if they're willing to misconstrue an entire career, meaning her career, then they will misconstrue what? A kiss, B, a moment, or C, a situation. Todd, is that a cat crying?
Yeah.
If you remember at the beginning of the video, I told y'all that we have our windows and our doors open, and I guess spring is here, and there's a cat outside in major heat. I don't know if y'all can hear him or not, or her, I guess, again. But I'm pretty proud of Sadie Girl, because Sadie Girl, if she normally hears, yes, Mommy just said your name, if she normally hears a cat like that, she goes ballistic. Oh, y'all could hear it? Wow, too funny. By the way, Todd, did you give them their other TREA? Oh, okay. All right. So back to the question. Jen says, shoot again. Because Jen said B, Roseanne said C. And then, of course, Jen was saying, wow, too funny. And Roseanne says, yes, I hear it. Yeah, at first, I thought it was maybe like a child outside, you know, because sometimes, you know, it is Friday night. And then I was like, no, that cat's really loud.
Yeah.
But it does seem to be fading away, so I think it must be heading across the island, the street. All right. So actually, Jen, that cat's loud. Now Sadie's having a fit. Sorry. Wow. Todd went out there and said, hush. I don't think that's going to work. He's never been apparently around women on a menstrual cycle. You can't just say, hush. It don't work that way, does it, ladies? Anyway, oh my gosh, how did we get off on that? The correct answer is B. If they're willing to misconstrue someone's career, yes, Jen, you were, then they'll construe a moment. And that's what he's calling it. It was just a moment. So yes, the correct answer was B. So Jen says, oh, cool, I was right. Roseanne says, laugh out loud with an emoji laughing so hard it's crying. Jen says, too funny. Roseanne says, good one, Jen. Yes. So that was one you had to really, really listen for. And that was good. So, all right. Jen says, thanks. You're welcome. Okay. Hopefully our little cat situation's gone. True or false is the next one. Ferg found his badge. True or false? Yeah, I think our little cat friends moved on. All right, you both rang in with true, and that is correct. Oh, no. He's back, or she's back. She. I guess it would be a she.
Out there, 2 or 3 sound like it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. My husband says there's actually 2 or 3 of them out there in heat.
Or just busting.
Or just fussing, but needless to say, it's going to be a lovely spring. All right. Jen says she's back. I love it, Roseanne. Roseanne says maybe that's Vic out there. Oh my gosh, I love that. That is hilarious. Jen says, Roseanne.
They're here.
Well, y'all just got me choked up. My husband goes, they're here. Oh my gosh, how hilarious. Okay, so it is true. And Jen, you get that point. Now, I got to make sure I didn't already just give you that. I know I just wrote a point down, so let me see here real quick. We are on And yes, he found his badge. So that was 15. And I think there was only one discussion question. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Nope, I didn't. Because that would make them 14 points. All right. Okay. Good job, Jen. You're doing good on this one. All right. Roseanne says, well, I agree, Roseanne. And Jen says, "Rrr." Oh my gosh, how funny. Okay. All right. Next question is true or false. The girl in room 503 identified Jacob as her boss. Jen says, roll those R's. Oh, I did it a minute ago. Oh, I can't do it now. Oh my goodness gracious. Can you do it, Todd? Can you roll your R's? Oh, he did it perfect. Can you hear that? My tongue is stuck because my mouth is so hot and dry right now, but.
Like with the Catwoman on the old Batman series.
Uh-huh.
Darling, holy holy.
I still can't do it right now. Oh, well. He did it so good. Drink your drink. I know, right, Roseanne? And Jen says, ha ha. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Hello, Mayor. How are you? So let me just fill you in on some things real quick. Joining our little party right now. We have the windows and the doors open because the weather is absolutely gorgeous. But in doing that, we are also getting the
cat laugh track.
Mr. Joyful says the kitty cat laugh track. Apparently we have 2 or 3 outside wild cats, which you would probably just love this, but maybe I should have you come to my house because you would then be able to rescue a lot. But anyway, we have 2 or 3 cats outside right now that are in heat, and you can hear them. They're quite audible. But anyway, so we've got that going on. Everyone is saying hi to Mayor Jen. And if you get a chance, because I know you've been texting me and I haven't really been responding, go back and listen to the beginning of this video because it kind of fills in why I've been absent this past week and that I will be absent next week. But I will get your text responded to. So they're quite vocal. So proud of my Sadie girl. She would normally just really be just losing her dog tail right now, just wanting to get out there and get those cats. All right. Jen says, that's no wind chimes outside, laugh out loud. No, those are not wind chimes. Roseanne says, hi, Mayor. Mayor says, just woke up from a nap. That was a loud one. Mayor, that makes my heart smile to know that you napped and you got some rest. That's been one of my silent prayers, is that you would get some good quality sleep. So I'm very thankful. I don't know what my husband just went outside to do. I think he just went out with a flashlight, probably to see, and maybe to make sure they're okay. And then he might be picking them up and taking them across the street to the island. Our yard, real quick. there's an island out in front of us. And way back in the day, probably in the 1920s to 1930s, that was the front yard to our house. And there was a dirt road that was actually a dirt driveway that came up into the yard. Well, back then, the city of Newberry came and asked the couple that owned this house, the McKinneys, if they could purchase that front portion of the yard. What'd you go do?
I relocated them.
That's what I figured. He relocated them. So our little furry friends.
Yeah, I canceled this year's season.
He canceled this season episode of what?
The Kitty Cat Laugh Olympics down there. I don't know.
The Kitty Cat Laugh Olympics. Oh my gosh. How funny. Roseanne says, laugh out loud. Mare says, sure. Mare says, poor babies. I know, right? And Jen says, that's special family entertainment. Oh, that's simple family entertainment, right? Todd says, old Snagglepuss had to go somewhere else. Now. Oh. Well, needless to say, instead of we know what you did last summer, we know what they did over the winter. Anyway, oh my goodness gracious. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, so the city came and asked if they could have that front portion of the yard. And of course, the McKinneys sold it to them, and they created this island. And then where the dirt driveway was, they actually paved it and extended it out to the next street. And so we live on 2nd Street, and then running this way is a road called Digby. So what they did is where the driveway curved to come into the yard, they paved it, and then like where the yard kind of curved to come into the driveway, they cleared all that out and extended it to where it intersected with Digby, which is not even maybe 20 feet from our driveway to the end of that section. And so, right, he's saying the road we live on technically doesn't have a name. So we technically don't exist on maps. When the pizza delivery person comes to find us, well, that's fun. Not, especially when the pizza's cold. But anyway, and so we have this island now. And I think back then they had probably planned to turn it into some kind of little park or something, and it never happened. But they faithfully come about once a month and mow the grass and clean it up and whatnot. And so, yeah, it's just a little island out there. But anyway, it has now recently become part of my PT that I walk the island, which I came very close Wednesday to successfully doing. But anyway, the full round by myself. But anyway, so that's probably where you took them, is it? Okay. So anyway, I think the cats are now taken care of. Mare says, how strange, right? Especially since they didn't turn it into anything. That was weird. It'd be nice to have some little benches out there and stuff. Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. But anyway, all right. Plus, Mare, you definitely need to go back and listen to the replay because I thanked you for a lot of things. And especially when it came to that incision that is open, that wound, it's in a chronic state. And I know you will know exactly what I'm talking about. And they've packed it with honey. But I'm not going to go through all that again. So if you can, just catch that first part of it whenever you get a chance. All right. So we were on the question. Let me back up and see everyone's answers. Okay. The girl in room 503 identified Jacob as her boss, and you both ended up saying false, and that is correct. She did not identify Jacob. She did not recognize him in the picture that Walt had. Said she had seen him in the casino, but did not know who he was. And so, Jen, you got that point. So, woo woo. All right. Now, let me get caught back up here. Mary says, I know that kind of honey they use. Yes, and I actually showed it in the beginning of the video too. So I'm not going to pull it back out, even though it is sealed. I'm not even sure what I've done with it at this point, but anyway. Mary says, Manuka, New Zealand, or Aussie honey. Do you remember what they said that honey was called?
Called it like industrial grade or something like that, medical grade honey. That's what I heard you call it.
Oh.
What is medical grade?
Todd is saying that they call it something like medical grade honey, so I don't know. But I don't know what I did with it. Do you see it? Oh, here it is. And I just knocked the remote into the trash can. While I'm calling out the next question, I'll pull it out. Oh, wow, Todd, that actually busted that remote open. Okay, so next question. She says, that's the only kind of medical grade honey there is. Okay. Okay. Well, maybe you'll recognize it in a minute. The next question is multiple choice. What two things, let me get my little emoji out here. What two things did Vic say? Can't read it. Manifest destinations did not have. So what two things did Vic say that manifest destinations did not have? Was it A website and a Yelp review, B, Facebook or Instagram, or C, website and TripAdvisor review? Mare says it's got to be B. Of course, right, Mare? Yeah, Mare, I talked about you in the beginning, but I was showing, like, check out those bandages, Mare, which I'm happy because of the silicone. It's no more tape. Thank God. And then I'll show you the honey in a minute. All right, so Roseanne said A and Jen said B. And the correct answer is A. It was they didn't have a website and they did not have a Yelp review. So congratulations, Roseanne. You get that point. Whoop, whoop. And let me add Mayor here. All right. Jen says, why do I know? What do I know? Oh. Well, it was, I'll be honest with you, because this is going to sound awful, and I don't want it to sound awful. Because I'm not really sure, like, really what year these episodes are portraying. And I mean, Absaroka County doesn't seem like it's a huge county. But now Manifest Destinations, so this is what makes what I'm fixing to say sound awful, because Manifest Destinations is supposedly this big corporation that's come in from the outside in. Of course, we know what they are. We know that it's a false name to cover up Malachi's mischievous, awful acts of income. But it just was weird that she even mentioned Yelp review. Like, I don't mean this to be ugly, but when I think of Absaroka County, the last thing I think of is a Yelp review. Like, I can see Manifest Destinations being a corporate business having a website, but it's weird because, not saying that anyone in Absaroka County wouldn't, like pick up a cell phone and, pull up a Yelp review. It just seemed out of place to me. But anyway, so don't be hard on yourself, Jen. That's for sure. Roseanne says, "Woot." Mary says, "That's so wrong. Busted." Jen says, "I just woke up from a short nap. Laugh out loud." Roseanne says, "Yes." Mary says, "Laugh out loud, Jen." And Mary says, "I'm a Yelper." Oh, we are too. We're big Yelpers, especially when it comes to restaurants. But Jen says, "Vic came from a big city, right? Where they use Yelp." That's true, Jen. That's a very, very good point. Thanks for pointing that out. Mary says, "Actually, I'm an elite Yelper." Ooh, that means you use it a lot. So now, because of being in the hotel business, I was up there with TripAdvisor, but I haven't used TripAdvisor since I've been out of the hotel business. But all right. So the next question is a discussion. And Mayor, I'm still getting this honey. The discussion is about Walt and Henry's conversation. There was just so much there, and that's why I decided to make it a discussion instead of any questions. And it was about talking about the whole Hector thing, and Walt was upset because he's got, drugs and prostitution and all that going on in his county, and he felt like, he was in trouble because he did his job well. But was he doing his job well if he had all this drugs and prostitution stuff going on? Roseanne. Okay, all right, let me back up. Jen says, "I've never yelped." Wow. And Roseanne says, "The cats were yelping." Yes, they were. And Mary says, "No, an elite Yelpers are a group where they invite you to free events to review them." Oh, okay. Well, like on TripAdvisor, the more you do, you actually increase your status as a TripAdvisor person. So that's what I thought you were talking about. I did not realize that. That's actually cool, Mayor. That's pretty impressive. Well, go you. That's cool, 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 cool. That would be fun, actually, to get to do. Roseanne, the cats were yelping. I love it. So, Roseanne says, "Nice." Jen says, "That is cool." That is. So back to the discussion of, Mary says, "Look up Mayor P and friend me in Yelp." Okay, I will. I will do that. So in the end, Henry gives Walt Shane Muldoon's name, and he tries, and so Walt talks about going after Jacob Nighthorse, and Henry was saying, "Don't do that," and Walt was like, "Why not?" He says, for example, I'm in trouble because the one at the top gets the blame. And even if it is something Malachi is doing, Jacob hired Malachi. And so Henry says, because he's promised me my bar. And so if Walt goes after him too soon and too eagerly, then Henry doesn't get his bar back. And so anyway, I was just curious what y'all's take was on that whole conversation. I just love how no matter what's going on or how much time has happened or how their lives in some moments are not intertwined, that they still come together and they just connect. Like they've been friends that long. By the way, Mary, I know this looks gross, but I'm drinking a blueberry shake with Ensure, because one of the things I have to do is just pump myself up on protein. Here's the honey. That's what it looks like. And I should be getting more honey and more bandages tomorrow. They had to get it approved by my insurance today. And I'm supposed to replace the honey every other day. So, yeah. A lot of not so good things were found out today. But anyway, so I just love that about Walt and Henry. And there went my pencil into the trash can. And I don't know if I'll be able to get it out. Oh, yeah, I can. Okay. It's a good thing there's not much in that trash can. I just love their friendship. Like, it doesn't matter what happens. There's always this level of trust. They've got each other's backs. And yes, Henry has had some secrets from Walt, but it's not like something that's intended to hurt Walt. Jen says, I like their relationship too. Roseanne says, I think Henry is being calm to not have Walt find out all the Hector stuff. I know, right? And we know it's going to happen. We know it has to. I mean, somehow this episode, the seasons are ending. So surely it's got to come out that Hector is Henry. And I'm just wondering what it's going to do. You know, is that friendship truly as strong as we perceive it right now? So, but yes, I think he is being very calm because Walt has this unique way of getting the truth. Mayor says, for the past 6 years, I get invited to all kinds of free things. And by invitation group, I can get an invitation extended to you if you are an active Yelper. Oh, cool. I need to go forage in my kitchen. We'll re-watch. Hugs, Mayor. Oh, thank you, Mayor. Jen, I agree. She says it's got to blow up on Henry's face somehow. Yes. And Jen says, bye, Mayor. I love you, Mayor. So thank you again for everything. All right. Yeah. All right. So the next one is also a discussion. And it is, did Walt do the right thing to settle with the Connolly hearing? Now, of course, if you watched it to the end of the episode, you know how that is going to turn out. But in this moment, he's told his lawyer that Roseanne says, good night, Mayor. He says that he wants to just settle. because he wants it over with so that he can just get back to focusing on his job. He's got drugs, he's got prostitution going on in his county, and he's got to focus on that, and he can't do that with the distraction of this lawsuit. So, I agree. Jen, she says, I don't want him to settle. Me neither. I want him to clear his name. He did the right thing in that moment. And bottom line. And I'm just going to check real quick. Mayor, are you still here? Because if you are, I have a question for you. But if not, I will text you. Roseanne says, right. So, yeah, I don't want him to settle either, because then to some degree, if he settles, then that's kind of hanging over his head. But as we all know from finishing the episode, that is not going to be the case, because, you know, Total, or whatever his name is got big dollar signs and greed. So anyway, Tucker is his name. So the next question, true or false, and put the little emoji in there. Tucker was the other lawyer's name. Right, Jen, I agree. He'll look guilty to everyone, and they'll always wonder, and it'll always be hanging over everyone, you know, the whole county. And we'll take some weight in how things are done going forward, or if something else comes up questionable, then they may not stand by him or support him in the way that they should or could. I have no idea what that was. Just simply because there's this elephant in the room, so to speak. But anyway. Right, he'll look guilty to everyone except for those who know him. So anyway. All right, so the next question is true or false? Tucker accepted the settlement. I think you both are trying to hit false. And the correct answer is false. And Roseanne, you're going to get that point. That's correct. We know that Tucker did not accept it, because he said he recognized, right, Jen says fat fingers. He recognized right off that the $250,000 is what the county insures Walt for, and why would they go for the $250,000 when clearly they can get more money? So he's confident that they're going to win, which is all the more reason that Walt needs to follow this all the way through. So yes, that answer is false, and Roseanne, you're going to get that point. Okay. Ouch. All right. Next question is multiple choice. Walt flew in a plane to Shane and took him what? A search warrant, B, handcuffs, or C, fish? And you both answered with C for fish, and that is the correct answer. And Roseanne, you got that point as well. Good job. Whoop, whoop. All right, I think we have 2 questions left. All right, so we have 1 question and 1 discussion question. So this is the last one for a point, and it's true or false. Walt told Shane to stay out of Absaroka County or he will give his name to the FBI. True or false? You both answered with true, and that is the correct answer. And Roseanne, you get the final point for the night. And I will tell y'all what your final score is in just a minute. So the last one is a discussion question, and this is on Katie. Is she doing the right thing on the res, or like Walt said, she should quit? Is she doing the right thing, or should she quit? What do you think? Roseanne says quit. I'm not sure. I mean, I think she's trying to do a good thing, but I do think she's over her head. Because, I mean, Roseanne says it'll be maybe too involved for her. Right thing, Jen says right thing, but needs to be careful for her. That's right, okay. Roseanne says not supported. Yeah, I agree with both of you. I do think she's over her head, because even like when they were at the medical clinic there on the res, and she told Jewel, I believe it was, that she can press charges against a white man on the res because the laws had changed. Even the medical guy was like, what? I didn't know that. So I think there's going to be a lot of confusion on things. Plus, I mean, look at what she got herself in with Mandy and Jewel to start with the whole necklace thing. And that guy is way out of his head. And she, you know, I mean, he was crazy. And she doesn't have any, you know, weapons. And that little clinic she's opening up, it's kind of open. Like, yeah, there's a door, but it's not like it's really a secure place. And she's kind of out there alone. And I don't know. I just, it's hard to say. I think her heart is in the right place, but I think if she's going to do something like that, she needs to kind of have a partner, just like you're saying, for support and safer in numbers, you know. So, but I guess we'll see. So, because clearly if she comes off the res, the only way for her to really have a good lawyer job, she's going to have to move out of Absaroka County. And at this point, I think it's too much in her bones. That's home. So, I don't know. All right, so our final score for the night, Roseanne, you had 15, and Jen, you ended up with 19 points. So, all right. And let's see. So let's see what's going on that we can talk about. We've kind of already mentioned that we think that Henry, Roseanne says, good job, Jen. Everything about Hector and Henry is going to come out. So just tell me what Jen says. Good job, Roseanne. Thank you guys for supporting one another. Do you think when it does, how do you think it's going to affect, or do you think it won't affect Henry and Walt's friendship? Roseanne says, "Aw, thanks." And let's see. Do we think that Walt and Donna will become a serious couple? And Ferg and the little nurse, you think they'll work out? Roseanne says maybe it won't, talking about Walt and Henry. My other question is, I don't know, but I can kind of tween Vic and Travis, and that I would be okay with. Roseanne says no, she's too involved with her job. Possibly, which it was cool though that she helped get Billy into a facility. Quickly. That was good. I said Billy, right? Not Bob. Billy. What else? Because we're starting to get down to the nitty gritty. We're starting to wind all this down. Of course, I haven't Googled. I don't know when season 6 aired and how long ago that's been. I guess I ought to Google to see if there's any plans for any future seasons. But I think season 6 has been out a while already. I'm just trying to think. I do think Malachi will be figured out. I do think that they will bring him down. My prayer is that Henry doesn't get in any more trouble and he ends up with the red pony again. Do y'all have any more thoughts on how this is going to end? I do think Walt will be sheriff until the day he dies, because I don't think he'll know how to live otherwise. Roseanne says, I hope so about Malachi. Yes, I do too. I want Henry to be clear. Yes, I do too. And I do want to see, I'm not saying that the things that Hector's doing isn't for the greater good, but I do also want to see him let Hector finally rest. How about that sudden shooting of one of his men? Oh, right. Oh my gosh. Yes, that was something. I know exactly what you're talking about at the end there. Yeah. He's just a man that he should have never been let out of prison to start with, but Yeah, that whole shooting was kind of like a shock. Oh, you thought it came from the woods. Oh, wow. Okay. I thought Malachi did it. Ooh, that will be interesting to see then. Well, I did think about the fact that I'm asking y'all to take next week off when we come back doing 4 episodes like we did before, but I'm not. We'll just pick up in 2 weeks with 7 and 8, and my goal is at least a week from this Monday to get several of the tutorials out for y'all so that you can finish the dream catcher. I am so excited and so pleased with that. I think everybody was on here. Oh, Roseanne says he did. From how they showed the shot, it looked like from the back. Oh, got you. Okay. I do love how Jacob and Henry are working to kind of bring down Malachi, but also I wish, and I love how Henry and Matthias are kind of working together with the whole Hector thing, but I do think that things would be a lot different and run a lot smoother if they did bring Walt into it, and I think eventually they will. Excuse me, because Malachi right now is their biggest problem, because he's the one bringing all this stuff in. But I have to give him this. The name Manifest Destinations, that is a pretty cool name. So, and Roseanne said, all right. Well, Jen, I know you're tired, and we may have actually lost her, Roseanne. Bless her heart. So, I will take your points and add them to the last 2 weeks. And by the time we come back together, we should be back on track with colors again, because hopefully I will have some time to get caught up. If not, I'll do the best I can. So, but I hope you have a good week. And if you need me, you've got my email. I'm not sure if you have my cell phone number or not, but if you email me, I can email it to you if you need it. But is there anything you've been working on lately? And you said good night and hugs. Well, good night, and thank you again for coming and hanging out with me. And a small cat sweater. Oh, how sweet. You want some cats? Because apparently we're going to have lots of kittens. Now, my brother-in-law, he does, oh, excuse me. Oh, pardon me. He does kind of help feed all those outside cats a little bit. Then the blocks for a blanket still. Cool. That's a crochet along that you're doing, isn't it? With the blocks. I know there's some cow going on that they're creating. the blocks. Excuse me. I gave one. Oh, your own for a coworker. That's cool. How sweet. Well, I tell you, I love the colors of your Longmire blanket. It is just truly gorgeous. I have one male cat. Got ya. All right. Oh, well, I am so sorry. Well, I guess it's time for me to go too. Clearly. Well, as always, even though there was only a few of us, I had fun. So thank you. I appreciate you praying. And I love you. Have a great week. And yeah, I'll get out what I can as soon as I can. All right. I love you. I do see there's some people lurking. So whoever you are, thank you for joining us tonight. I appreciate you being here, listening in, hopefully working on some of your very own crochet projects. And I hope you enjoyed the Longmire discussion and had fun with us. Got to hear the cats. That was exciting. So Roseanne says yes, and good night, everyone lurking. Absolutely. All right, guys. One thing I want to make sure you do before we leave, though, is everyone give each other hugs and squeeze tight and keep on being joyful. All right. I love y'all. Bye.